Here we are 18 years later, moving into our new sanctuary, listening to some of the new Christian music that's out, that's being used in praise and worship. And here I am, the guy that needs to be at the soundboard because of all the training that it took to get us into the spot we're in. And do I really want to be a part of this right now? Do I think it's what I really like? Being a musician that I am, I always wanted to be in the music industry. So went to school, went to engineering school in Ohio, and got out of engineering school and took a job in the industry doing live sound and doing recording all over the country. When I would come home, my mom was always trying to get me back in church. She wanted me to go to church, and I always had a good excuse why I wasn't going to church or why I didn't want to go to church. And she always would tell me, look, I'm praying for you because I'm praying God's going to send something, some kind of way. And her prayer was that he would send some music that would touch my heart because she knew I was so into music. I never was a person to dabble into drugs. Drugs was never my thing. It did bring me back into a drinking world. I never really became a heavy drinker either, but it brought me back into a world that had me right there connected with all the evils all around me at all times. It brought me back into a world where I used heavy language. I had a meanness in me. I had lost my spiritual kindness, you might say. A few years into the music industry, one day I had a friend of mine that approached me and said, Charlie, man, I just found this good Christian stuff. I know you're going to like it. You got to check this out. And at the time, it was actually Steven Curtis Chapman's Heaven in the Real World album that had just come out. And when I listened to it, I was amazed. And I was like, wow, this is great. Somebody's really doing music right. Found something that touched me. Within a week or two of listening to the Heaven in the Real World by Steven Curtis Chapman album, the new album, I was home just channel surfing, and lo and behold, who do I see? A Billy Graham sermon's about to come on, so I was like, geez, I think I'm gonna listen to this. And his sermon that night was all the reasons why people don't come to Jesus. And it made me think of all the times I spoke to my mom and had an excuse of why I wasn't going back to church. And that night, watching Billy Graham, I got on my knees and I prayed in my living room, and I came back to the Lord. My heart got soft again, and I started visiting churches and trying to decide, where did God want me? Where did I go that I was comfortable? I was really trying to find a comfortable place. When I walked through the doors of Living Word Church for the first time, I'll never forget. It just felt like from the first message I ever heard, it was all about me. And my wife and I even mentioned at one point, geez, it's like somebody would have a microphone in our bedroom listening to our conversations. But that was our confirmation that we were in the right place trying to grow with God. Got involved with the music here at the church because it's what I like, and still some things were all about, what did I like, Basically, what I did after hearing a lot of different types of comments about it, and people around the church, everybody's had their own little way of thinking about it. I went home and I just put everything aside and just said, God, you got to show me. I feel like I need to be part of this, but if I don't really enjoy it, or if it's not pleasing to me, geez, how am I going to be part of this? And what God showed me was that first, it wasn't about me. It was not about me at all. We need to find what it takes to draw people to Christ, no more different than what it took to draw me into Christ. It took the music. My mom was right. It did take the music, but my parents grew up used to seeing certain things and listening to things a certain way. And when they came to Christ, they heard it that way. When I came to Christ, I heard it in the generation that I was in, and now we're in a new generation. And I just think it's a beautiful thing that we can draw them in and bring people to Christ and know that God's doing his work, and we can all the generations can still be a part of it. I'm having more fun now and enjoying coming to church and being a part of this now than I've ever, with anything I've ever done musical in my whole life. It's just been a wonderful blessing for me. I love the people, and I especially love the younger people.